spoke, didn't we, the other day about the ridiculousness of what's happening now in the world of show business. You know, the sort of thing. I mean, the award shows, the gender neutral stuff, all that. And you kind of think, what happened simply to the glamour, the fun, and more importantly, the frocks and the furs, you know? It was all about glamorous nights, turning up in a limousine, stars stepping out, searchlights in abundance, and you all thought, wonder if I could ever enter that world, didn't you? You know, the sort of world. Now, many people know, and I'm not boasting, I was lucky enough to enter that world, you know, covering many of those award shows, and actually, they were never quite as glamorous as you thought they were going to be. It was lovely to meet some of the great older stars, you know, the ones I'm talking about, the likes of Liza Minnelli and all that sort of stuff. But, you know, there were few and far between back in those days. And it's interesting to think, isn't it, that major companies built, you know, around a corporation, thinking, of course, of big companies like RKO Radio Pictures, remember that? Paramount Pictures, MGM, the Disney organization. Well, the Disney organization, as you know, had something of a royal connection, albeit very briefly, but now they're in hot water once again. And I'd love to know what you think to this particular story. As ever, let me explain. Lovely to have your company as ever, and thank you so much for joining me. You know, I'm serious when I talk about these big companies, because like you, I get very annoyed when you think of how they've been built up over the years to great success, and then seemingly in this new woke-karate world, all ripped to shreds. It's a bit like the Oscars, isn't it? We told you the other day about the gender neutral awards and no best actress, no best actor. But when you speak to most of those particular people, they're saying, no, we don't want that wiped away. We like the fact that, you know, and also it makes it very hard, doesn't it then, to compete against the other competitor, particularly if you're a lady, against a man who might have bigger roles in bigger movies. You get the picture. But over in the Disney organization, big problems. Not only is their TV channel literally dropping, absolutely 100% sadly for them, but of course all of their feature films over the last few years have not done well at the box office. Vital when you think after coming out of the pandemic and hopefully getting people back into the cinema. But this particular employee who's worked for the Disney organization for a long time has been caught on camera basically stating that they don't want to have this. That's right, white man hire. And he's spoken about it himself, saying that even himself won't get promoted simply because he's a middle-aged white man. But apparently the company do now not want to actively increase those people. Now, as you know, we're fair and balanced on this show. The bit I don't understand, and I've often said this, I've worked with people of all nationalities, all races. Wonderful cameramen from Portugal, you know, an Asian guy that was brilliant at editing. You get the best person for the job. You become friends with them, you work hard with them, and you build things together. Does it really matter? And as I've told you time and time again, I work for big organizations, and I've been told, you know, that simply they have to increase their quota because they don't want to appear to, well, not exactly be ticking a box. Shouldn't it truly all be about whether you can truly do the job? And is Disney really heading for the dumper by simply trying to tick a box rather than looking at the individual person and saying, actually, are they good for the company? Are they dedicated? And simply, can they do the job? Either way, this guy is now in hot water, and at the time of recording this could possibly have been fired. But of course he was caught on a hot mic, on a camera, and now his story is that of a company that's in mega decline. Disney, would this put you off going to see anything from them now? And as Bob Iger found out, that's the man who's currently in charge of Disney, he of course was recruited by Harry and Meghan at that Disney premiere to try and hustle his wife to do a voiceover for elephants. He ticked a box, didn't he? Neil Sean in the very heart of Brighton.